Well, this is another question out of 4.10. This is question number 5. Okay, and it says, suppose f prime of x is equal to 9x to the 9th plus 2x to the 7th minus 2x squared minus 1. What particular solution satisfies f of negative 1 equals 409 over 60? Okay, so look, y'all, since that's my f prime, what we want to do is we want to find our function f of x. We can do that by finding the integral of 9x to the 9th plus 2x to the 7th minus 2x squared minus 1, okay, all with respect to x. All right, so look, we're going to add 1 to each of our exponents and divide by that same number, right? Add 1 to my exponent and divide by that same number. Add 1 to my exponent and divide by that same number. Okay, and then we're going to have some constant of integration. Okay, y'all, so this is my function f of x. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit here. So my function is now a 9x to the 10th over 10. Okay, 2 and 8, we can reduce that to an x to the 8th over 4 minus 2x to the 3rd over 3 minus an x plus c. Okay, now they gave us a piece of information here, y'all. They said, look, f of negative 1 is 409 over 60. All right, so right here, I'm going to actually do this right here, 409 over 60. Everywhere we have an x, we're going to put a negative 1. Okay. Okay, minus 2 times negative 1 to the 3rd over 3 minus negative 1, and then I got a plus c right there. Okay, actually, you know what? Let me do it this way. I've got a ton of room over here. Let me use it. Okay, so 409 over 60 equals 9 times negative 1 to the 10th over 10 plus negative 1 to the 8th over 4 minus 2 times negative 1 to the 3rd over 3 minus a negative 1 plus c. Okay, so on the next slide, y'all, I'm going to write a 409 over 60 equals, let's see, negative 1 to the 10th power is going to be a positive 1, so that's still going to stay a 9 over 10. Okay. Negative 1 to the 8th power is still a positive 1 over 4. Okay. Negative 1 to the 3rd power is a negative 1 times a negative 2 gives me a positive 2 over 3. Okay. Minus and minus gives me a plus 1 and then a plus c. Okay. So now, y'all, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, look, I'm going to make this easy on myself. Between 10, 4, 3, and 60, my common denominator is going to be a 60. So I'm going to multiply. I'm going to think of these as over 1, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So look, right here, that's going to give me a 60c, and then a plus 60. 60 times 2 is a 120. 60 times 1 is a 60. 60 times 9 is a 540. Okay. 60 times 49, who knows? Let's see. 24,540. Oops, 540. 24. Oops. 24,540. Okay. Now remember, the bottom numbers are getting multiplied by 1, so the bottom numbers stay the same. That stays a 60. That's a 10. That's a 4. That's a 3. That's a 1. And that's a 1. Okay, so when I divide this by 60, I should go back to that 409. Equals, that's going to be 54. 4 goes into 60 15 times. 120 divided by 3 is 40. 60 and 60c. Okay, so let's start adding up. That's 100. Let's see, that's 154. So 154 and 15. That should be something like 169. Okay, so now let's subtract 409 minus 169, 240. Okay. So 240 equals 60c. So when I divide both sides by 60, that gives me c is equal to 4. Okay. So guys, all I'm going to do now is this number is now the number 4. Okay. So look, here's my function f of x. F of x, 9x to the 10th over 10, plus x to the 8th over 4, minus 2x to the 3rd over 3, minus x, and what do we get for c? Positive 4. That's a minus x plus 4. Okay. So let's get rid of that little line there. Let me write it again. Sorry about that, guys. So 9x to the 10th over 10 plus x to the 8th over 4 minus 2x to the 3rd over 3 minus x and a plus 4. And there's my function for f of x, okay? Y'all got any questions? Let me know. I'm happy to help.